Hey everybody, doing a little channel update. I do want to deviate from doing pickup videos, haul videos, whatever you want to call those, since they're not the most loved thing in the world. And I always kind of had in mind that I wasn't going to just be doing a type of, that just pickups anyway, ever since I started this channel. And so I can look around me in my basement, and there's any direction kind of in arm's length. I can grab something that is interesting to me and probably to all of you that watch, all three of you, and talk about it. I don't know if I could review it, not in the sense of actually doing a proper review, because I don't see myself as being articulate enough to do that, and I'm not going to write them out ahead of time. And just going off the cuff is not necessarily the best way to actually review something, but I can just talk about something. Like old video game magazines, which I did in the past, and I'm embarrassed to say that I stopped doing those because I just wasn't getting enough views or feedback on them, but I have noticed that people have put them in playlists when I look at my analytics, so maybe I'll do it again. It's up to you guys whether or not you want to see them. Just tell me. This old issue of Game Pro, almost a Game Fan. Sadly, all my Game Fans are gone. This is from February of 1991, and it is a thing about CD-ROMs. And on the back you got an ad for Yo Noid, because when I think quality video games, I think old pizza mascots. Other things I have considered. I might talk about comic books every once in a while. Not a lot, because I don't have a lot of comic books, but and I could talk about old video games like this Famicom system here. Look at it. Look at this mother. Look at this. Look at it. Anyway, this was the first thing I ever won off of eBay. It came with 6 games that are in the box. Kind of cool, huh? And I got it for $80. That was back in '99. And it was a seller based out of Canada. And I might do stuff, I will be doing this, talking about old action figures that you may have forgotten about, that I like. And you probably like them too, but you may have forgotten about them because they're not the most talked about things, like the old Remco Warrior Beast line. You guys remember these dudes? If you're old enough, right here, the package on these always said that it played with Masters of the Universe and other 5.5-inch action figures. This purple fellow here is Snake Man, and I have had this particular figure since I was a kid. I got this in 1984, and as you can see, I still have it. I also have another one that is in maybe slightly better shape than this, and he has a different tail. There's a variation. There are actually like ridges that come up the length of the tail. This tail is actually glued on because the peg busted off when I was a kid, and my dad and I used super glue and glued this back on about 3 different times because it kept popping off. And yeah, at one point I had him completely covered in fake blood, and I managed to get most of that washed off. One other thing that is kind of fun to point out is on the bottom of this foot, he has a little X that I drew there to indicate that it belonged to me, because I had a buddy that would take my stuff and sneak it out of the house when I was a kid. Don't know whatever happened to him, but I think about him every once in a while. Anyhow, so yeah, these guys, awesome toys, and they have gone through the roof in value over the last 15 years or so. For a time I thought maybe I was the only guy in the world collecting them, until I went on eBay and started looking for them, and it got pretty competitive. At one point there was a figure that I almost paid $200 for by himself. Almost paid $200 for one figure, and I got outbid at the last minute, and I was actually relieved by that. Anyhow, I could drag this video on forever just by babbling and talking about stuff like that, but I'm not going to do that. Just tell me down in the comments what you think of these ideas. Are you okay with them? Not are you okay with them, what do you like them? I don't care if you think they suck or whatever. I just want to know, what would you like to see? What would you prefer to see? And with that, I'll catch you guys soon, probably with a pickup video first, because, you know, everybody loves those so much. Anyway, you guys take care of yourselves, and I'll catch you next time.